Insane Pawn Star scams.
All that being said, I'd like to offer you $2,500. I might be able to get 6, but that's after I frame it, pay someone to sell it, everything else. So I'm thinking $2,500.
Welcome back to Film Time. If you sell an item to a pawn shop, you can obviously not expect to be paid its full value since the pawnbrokers still have to make a profit. But you should still be able to expect to be given a fair deal. Unfortunately, you apparently can't always expect to be treated fairly when selling items to the Harrison's world-famous gold and silver pawn shop on History Channel's head reality series Pawn Stars. And in today's video, we are looking back on the insane Pawn Stars scams. Number 1. Dr. Seuss's unorthodox taxidermy. Dr. Seuss is a huge part of American culture, and basically everyone knows his books and characters such as the Christmas-hating Grinch. But not many people know that he also did some artwork and produced a collection of sculptures in the mid-30s. 2 of them were offered to Rick on an episode of Pawn Stars, when a woman named Anne brought in 2 pieces of what is known as Dr. Seuss's unorthodox taxidermy. She offered the owner of the pawn shop the goo-goo-eyed Tasmanian wool cast and the sawfish, although these were never in any of his books. They are a part of a sculpture collection, but since Rick had no idea what they were worth, he decided to call in an expert. Chad said the deed to Dr. Seuss's great popularity and his art was extremely collectible. He eventually estimated the goo-goo-eyed Tasmanian wool cast to be worth between $3,300 and $3,500, while they estimated the value of the sawfish somewhere around $2,500. Based on their combined value of about $6,000, Anne decided to make Rick an offer of $4,500, leaving him some room to make a profit, but the pawn shop owner simply just said no and made a counteroffer of just $3,500.
Well, the minimum I could take would be $4,500.
No. I'll give you $3,500.
When she came down to $3,850, Rick said he wouldn't go higher than $3,500 because he had expenses.
No, I mean, really, $3,500 is all of it. I mean, I have expenses, $3,500 is it.
Even though Anne's last offer seemed more than fair and would have easily given him the opportunity to make a profit, since he basically just needed to put the sculptures up on the wall without even having to frame them or anything, which is usually his lame excuse when making a lowball offer for art. Number 2. Happy Birthday, Mr. President. In season 14, a customer entered the world-famous gold and silver pawn shop with a Leroy name and painting called Happy Birthday, Mr. President. That showed the moment where Marilyn Monroe famously sang to President John F. Kennedy during his birthday bash, wearing a super provocative dress. The customer was looking to get $6,000 for the painting, but Corey decided to call in an expert to check it out before making the deal. Chad believed that a high retail price of the painting could possibly be $7,500, while a more realistic retail price was probably around $6,000. Based on this, Corey made an offer of just $2,500 using the same excuse as always.
All that being said, I'd like to offer you $2,500. I might be able to get 6, but that's after I frame it, pay someone to sell it, everything else. So I'm thinking $2,500.
He eventually struck a deal with the customer at $3,000, meaning the guy got only half of what the painting is actually worth. And even though the shop obviously has to make a profit, it is pretty ridiculous to claim that framing a painting and paying someone to sell it will cost him that much money. So Corey could have surely made the guy a better offer than he did. Number 3. Vintage Isaac Newton book. In season 3, a man called Bob entered the gold and silver pawn shop, showing the old man a 450-year-old book in alchemy that had supposedly belonged to Sir Isaac Newton. After calling in rare book expert Gary, Bob and the old man learned that the book had indeed belonged to the famous scientist, and even though the cover had been restored and read back to the 1700s, the book was still worth about $20,000. Yet the old man decided to offer only $5,000 for it.
How about 15?
Ain't no way. If you could live with 5,000, that's what I'll pay.
And the two eventually agreed on $7,000 and a free dinner for the pawn shop owner. It later turned out that Bob didn't just make a pretty bad deal by agreeing to sell $13,000 worth of estimated value, but that he actually lost out on a small fortune, as a lot of Needless book collection has been destroyed, lost, or archived at Trinity College, Cambridge in England, making this very book a priceless piece of history. And that's where we'll wrap up Insane Pawn Stars scams. Don't forget to drop a like on the video and subscribe to our channel for more content. Stay safe and have a good night, friends. Hope to see you in the next video.